Did you have TalkSport on earlier, folks? This morning, the old Jim and Simon show. I know Simon would rather it be the Simon and Jim show, but at this moment in time, Jim's name is first on the old roll call there. Did you listen to it at all? They had old Chisora on the boxing segment that they have on every Thursday. I heard a little bit, just the first 10 minutes. He paid his debt to Simon at long last. Simon's been desperate for that 100 quid. He's finally got it. But no, they had him on there, and I thought to myself, even more so than the last time I heard him, he's sounding worse and worse and worse. I didn't see his last fight. I watch very little boxing nowadays, unless one really grabs me. It's not what it was. But I've seen the end, the pictures at the end, and a bit of video footage. He looked absolutely out on his feet and shattered for all he won. But his voice is getting honestly worse. I mean, I'm thinking, if that isn't a fella that's suffering from too many bangs on the head, I don't know who is. He's sounding a lot worse than Ali did at that age. God only knows what's in for him in later life. I might be proved wrong, but I think he sounds terrible, honestly. If I'm in boxing and working for, is it the BBC, the British, but I don't mean the TV station, I'd be listening to him and thinking, we need to save this fella from himself. He's talking about having one more fight. I don't think it's a good idea, but then again, what do I know? But he sounded terrible. And then they go to that Spencer, whatever his name is. Probably a nice enough fella, but he says some stupid things, I mean, you get some people in sports on TV and on radio, and you think to yourself, they were never educated, they're not very, very clever, academically. Spencer's one of those. I heard him on there the other week, and he's got a favourite saying, something like, I'm telling you the truth. No, it's not that. I thought of it before. I'll be honest with you. I'm being honest with you. They asked him a question, and 6 times in 3 minutes, I'm being honest with you, or I'm going to be honest with you here. And he says the same thing every time, but he says some stupid things as well that just don't go on, that are wrong. They said today about Chisora, how he fights, how he never takes a backward step, and I wrote it down in case I forgot it. He said, he said he never takes a backward step. Time in and time out, he's always giving it his everything. I thought, time in and time out? Time and time again, I get that, but time in and time out, I thought, where have you got that one from, Spencer? That's a new one on me. I've never heard that one before. No, he's not the cleverest soul in the world. Probably a nice fella, but he says some things and I think, could you not bleep that bit? Could you not bleep that bit? And as for Chisora, I bleep it all. I do feel sorry for him. I'm not just, having a pop for the sake of having. In fact, I'm not having a pop. I feel sorry for the fella. He doesn't sound well. Did anybody else hear him? Did anybody else think the same? He's slurring some of his words. Sometimes he sounds very, very low and very sleepy. Sounds sometimes like he's just been woken up. Very, very strange. Doesn't sound good at all for my money. Hey, what do I know? I might be proved wrong. He might have a long, active and healthy life. I, for one, hope he does. I hope I'm wrong. But I'm sure in 10, 15, 20 years we're going to be in about Chisora and loads are going to feel sorry for him the way they did about Ali, I'm sure. But I hope I'm wrong. I thought he sounded terrible.